Describe the rule of 4 as applied to the linear equation y equals 3x plus 2. And here it's going on to kind of give us a little bit more information about the rule of 4. But bottom line is the rule of 4 for solutions to an equation can be summarized this way. We can describe some or all of the solutions of an equation with 1, an equation, 2, a table, 3, a graph, or 4, with words. And so we're given the equation form of this particular problem. And now we're going to look at kind of expanding on that by looking at the solutions in table form, in a graph form, and then also using words. So let's see where this takes us. So describe three solutions of y equals 3x plus 2 by using a table. What we're going to do is we're going to choose any three values for x that we want, and then find the corresponding values for y. And remember, we can choose any values for x that we want. It's just that once we've chosen an x value, there's going to be a unique y value that's going to be associated with that x. And so for our x values, again, we can choose anything we want. I'm going to just choose 0, and I'm going to choose 2, and I'm going to choose -2. And now I'm going to take each of those and substitute them into the equation. So y equals 3x, so that's 3 times 0 for this particular one, plus 2. And that means y equals, well, 3 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 2 is 2. Now let's do the same thing when x equals 2. Y equals 3 times x. Well, now my x value is going to be 2 plus 2. So y equals 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 2 is 8. So for that one, my y value is going to be 8. If x is -2, y equals 3 times -2 plus 2. Be sure to follow order of operations here. Y equals, we might want one extra step here. 3 times -2 is -6 plus 2. Watch your signs when you combine those. That's going to give us y equals -4. So here we've described three solutions of the equation y equals 3x plus 2 by using a table. Now we're going to describe the solutions of the same equation using a graph. Now this is going to be pretty easy for us because we already have our table of values. So let's go ahead and just plot the values that we're given. Remember, each one of these represents an ordered pair. We have the ordered pair 0, 2. We have the ordered pair 2, 8. And we have the ordered pair -2, -4. So let's go ahead and plot those points. We have 0, 2. We have 2, 8. So that's going to come up here. And we have -2, -4. So that's going to be down there. Now that I've got the points plotted, I want to grab my straight edge. So I'm going to get the straight edge, and I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to line it up. Line it up with my first point down here. And then I'm going to rotate it, try to rotate it. Rotate it, and I want to see that it's going to go directly through all of the points. They should line right straight up. If they don't, that means that there's a problem someplace. So we're going to grab the pen or the pencil, and we're going to draw our line right smack dab through the middle of all of those points for us. And once we're done with that straight edge, we'll get that out of the way. Be sure that you draw arrows at each end of your line, because that's going to show that your graph continues beyond the points that you graphed. It continues forever and ever and ever. Okay, so that's here we've described the solutions of the same equation by using a graph. Now we want to do one last thing. We want to describe it in words. And so let's think about how we could do that. So what's true of every solution for this equation. So for every solution, the y value, how do we get the y value? Well, we take 3 times the x value and add 2. And so that's what we want to be able to write. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm just going to type that out. So for every solution, the y value is going to be 3 times, whoops, let me not go onto my graph there, 3 times the x value plus another 2. There's lots of ways we could write this. We could also write um, for every solution, the y will be 2 more than 3 times the x value. So that would be another way of saying exactly the same thing. Lots of different ways to write in words how the solutions are going to play out for us in these problems. So here we've used the rule of 4. We have this equation that we've described in equation form in a table of values with a graph and also describing what's happening with it in words.